Hello, fellow humans! If you are here for the introduction into my new series, Leave It to Chance, then you watch me pull my first activity. So welcome to the first official episode, glass painting. Well, let's go shopping for some supplies, shall we? And by shopping, I mean walking into my pantry where I have all of my art supplies. And it's all readily available. Not like I've done this before or anything. Of course I had everything I needed, hence pulling it from the free category. Before we get started, I do want to say, this is not in any way supposed to be a tutorial. This is basically just me showing and kind of talking about how I do it personally. However, if you are interested in doing something like this, I would definitely recommend that you actually go look into how to do this specifically. To begin with, I need to figure out what I want to draw. I've made 5 other glass painting pieces for other people, so I think it's my turn now. So in that case, I think I'm going to paint Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. He's my favorite character right now. And yeah, so we're gonna use my old butthole laptop to find a photo. This part can be considered cheating by some artists, but what I'm going to do now is find a photo that I like on Google and trace the outline. Now that I have found the photo that I want to use, I am going to download it to my laptop and then rotate it so that it is easier for me to place the glass over my screen to trace the outline. Got my glass, my Windex, going to wipe off the fingerprints of the side I'm going to be painting on. The other side doesn't matter as of right now. Got my photo, so what I do is just place the glass. And then I immediately got sidetracked because I realized that the photo I chose was larger than the glass. I decided to continue moving forward and it worked out fine. 2 very honorable mentions when doing stuff like this, for me at least, is because I make a lot of mistakes: nail polish remover and Q-tips. I start off by creating an outline and shading in all of the darkest areas with black. Once I'm done creating the outline to the best of my ability, I start working on the fine details. I am not a traditional artist. I don't know the logistics of creating art, but with what I have seen others do, I'll be doing the opposite. From what I've seen, they usually do the details and shadows much later in the process, but I have to do them first so that it properly shows up on the glass due to the layering effect. I used to glob on the layers of paint, but I found that it takes much longer for the paint to dry than I'm willing to wait for, so now I just work on multiple thin layers. Honestly, it probably takes about the same time to finish the piece, but I feel more involved whenever I'm doing it with the thin layers. I continue doing this process of layering the paint until I'm finished with the entire painting. After the painting has finished drying, I will use a toothpick to scrape off any unwanted paint. So it's the next day, if you can't tell. Something not so great happened. I will not be putting this piece on my wall because I guess I used old paint, and because of that the paint shrunk and it kind of messed up the painting, and also it like messed up the outline pretty bad. But I want to be open and honest, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and I'll just have to create another piece for myself again. So honestly, it came out pretty good. Like, I really like the shadowing that I did. It came out pretty good, but as you can tell right there, it lifted right there, and if I show it through, you can see where it was like splitting. So That's a bummer, but that's also a part of life. And like what I was saying about the toothpick is like little spots like this, I would just go in and scrape off. Even though that has happened, I personally am going to consider this episode finished, which means it's time to pull another activity. We're also tight on money right now, so again, it's going to be coming out of the free category. What is it? Western Slopes Botanical Garden. Oh, which is perfect because spring is right around the corner. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna give Mother Nature a little bit of time to wake up and get into bloom. That way we can also have a very beautiful episode. So in that case, I guess it's time to kick my butt into gear and start designing our apartment into the magical realm that I know it can be. Until then, have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Bye!